Francine Lacqua spoke exclusively to hedge fund billionaire George Soros, who says the situation in the east of Europe is deeply concerning and that without external financial assistance, Ukraine will deteriorate. Francine asked him how he rates the new government so far.
Their task is, immense, and they haven't done everything right. The reforms have actually been rather slow, and they're just beginning to see the actual performance, and practically every day there is an advance. But very interestingly, what happens is Ukraine is up against not only Putin's Russia, but also what I call the old Ukraine. There is a new Ukraine that wants to be the opposite of the old Ukraine, but the old Ukraine is still there.
Mr. Soros, there are two scenarios.
Yeah.
The West becomes tougher, unites politically, or the West continues as it is.
Yeah.
What happens if the West continues as it is? How bad is it going to get?
Well, there are two possibilities. One is that Ukraine actually collapses. This is Putin's optimum goal, to have a financial collapse, political infighting, and he can then step back and say, I didn't cause it, I'm a good boy. So lift the sanctions. That's what he hopes for.
I'm very pleased to say we're joined now by Francine Lacqua, who brought us that exclusive conversation with George Soros. Francine, the bit of this interview that I really liked was the fact that he thinks that they can make an example of Russia by making sure that Ukraine succeeds. What's your take?
Well, he was very feisty. He's very passionate about Ukraine. He basically says this was a problem that was mishandled from the start. What he's trying to do is basically spur the international community, the West, to try and be more proactive. Now, I asked him about money. I asked him, how do you become more proactive? And he says it's a show of unity. He says it's very difficult at the moment for Europe and the West to show that unity at the moment because they're just too distracted with Greece. So he links the two. It's very clear that he's passionate about Ukraine because he says this is a unilateral change of borders, and it's just unfair.